All right, we've got the Pixel 8 Pro, and let's talk about this device using it in 2025. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. MTG here with another episode. If you're new to the channel, hi there. So the Pixel 8 Pro in 2025, I think, is still a very good phone. And if you are out in the market not looking for the latest Pixel 9 or 9 Pro, Pro XL, and you want to get last year's flagship, which right now is the Pixel 8. Obviously, if you're watching this later in 2025, Pixel 10 series will be out by then. Then, this is going to be a very good buy. And here's what I have to say. Phones have gotten so good, we don't need the latest and greatest. We can be rocking phones for 6-7 years now, and they'll still perform really well. In fact, we can pick up last year's device and we'll still get a very solid experience for the next, again, like I said, 5, 6, sometimes even 7 years, depending on the device. But let's talk about the Pixel 8 Pro, because I've had it since launch, since the end of 2023, somewhere around October, and it's been a very, very good phone. So the Pixel 8 Pro, in terms of design, it still holds up really well in 2025. I think it has a sleek design, and it has premium materials, both with an aluminum frame and obviously glass front and back. And I really like this color. It doesn't really attract too many fingerprints either, because it has like this matte finish too. And with the Pixel 8 Pro, they finally went with a flat display for the first time with Pixel devices. Like with the Pixel 6 Pro and 7 Pro, it was curved, but with the 8 Pro, they finally went flat, and obviously 9 Pro XL is also a flat display. You're also getting a very gorgeous display too. A 6.7-inch LTPO OLED display. It's smooth, 120 hertz refresh rate, and you won't have any problems with this display, especially when you're using it for viewing content. And I think display is literally one of the most important aspects of a device, because it's the part you're spending time with the most. So it's vital to have a really good display, and the Pixel 8 Pro offers that really good display. And here's the thing though, what I've noticed is when you're outdoors, the screen can struggle just a little bit in bright sunlight compared to like newer displays that have been out on the market as of late, much more recent devices. This one does struggle just a little bit, but it's not a reason to not pick up this device. Like, that's not going to be a huge deal breaker. It's just something I've noticed when using this device. Now, when we come to the software and the performance, when this device came out, it was running Android 14, and now I actually have Android 16 Beta 4. So I've been running the beta on this. I actually just downloaded it like maybe an hour or two ago, so I really have to test out how Beta 4 is. But even with the beta, it still runs buttery smooth, like no issues, no hiccups whatsoever. And obviously, it's guaranteed updates until Android 21. So 7 years from launch, 7 years of software updates from launch. And that shows how well smartphones have gotten. We're at a point, like I said, we don't need to upgrade every single year, every single 2-3 years. We can go 4, 5, 6, 7. I know people who haven't upgraded in 8 years. And by the time they get to the 8th year, they have finally kind of said, all right, it's time to upgrade, and they end up upgrading their device. Now, the Pixel 8 Pro has the Google Tensor G3 chipset, which again, the Tensor G series chipset, whatever you want to call it, that chip line, isn't the most powerful chip line, but that is completely okay. And I've been saying this since the Pixel 6 Pro, because on a day-to-day basis, I personally have noticed no issues, no hiccups, no bugs whatsoever, and it hasn't really interfered in the way I use a phone. Like, if I wait, maybe an extra second or two longer than a device, its competitor that's using a Snapdragon chipset, who cares? Like, for me, that's not too much of an issue. When I'm playing games, like if it's a tad bit slower, I'm completely okay with that. As long as, I give it a task and it takes care of that task, that's really all I care about, in a fairly fast manner. And that's exactly what it has done for me. I mean, I really, really like this. And on top of that, obviously, you get Pixel UI, and one of my favorite user interface skins is Pixel UI with Material U. I'm so glad that Google came out with Material U because it was much needed. I really like the design and the layout. So if you're into hardcore gaming or you care about that performance so much, obviously I don't think you're going to be going for a Pixel. But if you still want really good performance, not like the best of the best, Pixel 8 Pro is still going to perform very well. And for me, like I said, it's handled pretty much every single task I've thrown on it. Now, what do I do on it? Here's what look. On my home screen, I have YouTube, I have YouTube Studio, I have Keep Notes, and I have my settings. And obviously, I have calling, texting, I have my mail right there, my Gmail, and then the browser. I use the camera quite often because obviously it takes real good photos, and I'm going to get to that in a moment. And then everything else I have on the next page that I use quite often. And I am playing games like Call of Duty, and no problem, no issues whatsoever when playing Call of Duty on the Pixel 8 Pro. But that brings me to the cameras. So with the cameras, I think this is where the Pixel 8 Pro performs the best in the categories that I provide. The triple rear camera setup is awesome. The 50 megapixel main, 48 megapixel ultra wide, and the 48 megapixel telephoto with 5x optical zoom. It produces amazing results even in 2025 standards. Like, I don't think 1.5 years is going to make a huge difference. Like, you're not going to be like, okay, well, that came out at the end of 2023. That's not a good camera anymore. No, there's nothing like that. None of that sort. It still performs like a champ. And I tell a lot of people all the time, if you are looking for a phone, especially for photography, and you want to take great photos, you go with a Pixel device. And let's say you don't want to get the Pixel 9 Pro XL. You want to kind of keep your budget is a little bit lower, but you still want to get a pro level camera, Pixel camera. You go with Pixel 8 Pro. Again, like, you get a triple camera setup, great results, and I think it still performs and it still competes with a lot of 2025 flagships, and that does say a lot. Like, I think this still competes really well with the Galaxy S25 Ultra. We'll see what happens when the iPhone 17 Pro comes out, but I think with Galaxy S25 Ultra, this still holds a punch. That is saying a lot. The battery life on this, when it first came out, was pretty good. It was it lasted, at least for me, an entire day. How has it held up in the past year and a half? It's been a little worse, but I'll still end the day with less battery, 10%, 15% at most. But it's come to a point where, like, I may have to charge it, especially if I need to use it more often. However, if you are a light user, you're just using your phone like here and there to take photos, here and there to call and text or to browse the web, this is going to be a very good phone for battery. The charging speeds, not even going to really discuss because it's super slow. Like, the charging speeds are like 25, 30 watts. Like, these are not 2025 standards. They weren't 2024, or I don't even think they're 2023 standards, because we have devices that are charging 45 watts, 65 watts, 80 watts of charging. And when you use a device that has 80 watts of charging, it's hard to go back to a phone that has slower charging speeds. But the battery life itself, it lasts pretty good. Now, here's the thing. If you pick this up like renewed, I don't know how the battery life will perform, but having it since launch, it has degraded just a little bit, but not to the point where it's like not usable. It's still very usable a year and a half later, and obviously that's to be expected. We'd have to have this conversation like in 2021 by the time Android 21 comes out. How is the battery life? We'll see by then, but so far it still performs pretty good. Now let's talk about the pricing. So now that we're in 2025, the Pixel 9 series is out. The Pixel 10 series is going to be coming out later in the year. The price of this has dropped significantly. I've seen it for different price ranges. It depends on the quality, the condition, as well as the storage, but I've seen it ranging from like $380 to $500. You can go used or refurbished. Sometimes, I've seen those prices around the $300 to $400 range. If you go on like Amazon Renewed, which I personally recommend, and I've tried Amazon Renewed devices, they literally feel like brand new devices. So I personally used them and I personally trust them, so I'm just putting it out there. But yeah, the price on these have dropped significantly. So it's like, do you pay $400 for an Amazon renewed Pixel 8 Pro, or do you go for a $499 Pixel 9a? That's up to you. That's your decision. I don't know. Like, I personally go with the Pixel 8 Pro because it offers a more premium experience, and I'm paying maybe the same or less than the Pixel 9a. So that does say a lot, and obviously that's to be expected. It's a 9a. Yeah, it's part of the 9 series, but still part of the A lineup as well. So it's going to be stripped down of some of the Pro features that you only get with Pixel 9 Pro and even the Pixel 8 Pro. But for what this device has to offer in 2025, I think it's a really good buy if you didn't pick it up and if you're looking to pick one up. But if you have one, keep on using it because this phone performs really well, especially in my experience. Now, like I said, if you are in the camera department, like you care about camera quality on your phone and long-term updates, 7 years of updates, you want to go with the Pixel 8 Pro. If you don't really care about having the best chipset on the market or care about fast charging, again, Pixel 8 Pro is going to be that device. I think you're getting really good value out of it. Premium build, great display, great cameras, decent battery life. Can't really go wrong with this. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, definitely be sure to superman that like button, comment down below, and best of all, share this video because it really does help out the channel out a lot. Will help push my content out to more people. Definitely be sure to check out my latest wallpaper pack. It's called Urban Glow. I'll be leaving a link in the description down below. And also definitely be sure to check out other links that I leave in the description down below right here. My Ultra Human Ring Air. I've been using this for a year and I love this especially because I use it mainly for sleep tracking, for tracking my sleep and how well I actually am able to rest every single night. And it's definitely has improved the way I sleep. So I try to sleep on time every single night, and I've seen better results. I've been getting better sleep. I don't wake up as tired. So this has definitely helped out a lot. And also, Pixel Watch 3, I love it. I finally am super happy that Google released a larger Pixel Watch. So good job, but I love Pixel Watch 3. Again, links will be in the description down below. I hope you guys did enjoy. I'll catch you guys in the next video.